Good morning, everybody. Or is it morning? Oh no, it's 1:30 in the afternoon. Oh my goodness me. What the heck am I doing? Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lynn, the leather bag lady. Hope you're having a wonderful day. It is freaking freezing here. Minus 22, I think, this morning, wind chill. That's very, very cold. And yeah, no stairs were happening for me this morning. So I just put my stepper out and jumped around like a lunatic, like I do normally, and away I go. I've actually found, I don't know how I found this gentleman. His name is Yannis Marshall, Yannis, and he has a stiletto fitness troupe in Los Angeles, I think it is. If you want to see the most amazing dancing on the highest stilettos, check him out. I mean, I think he is a gay man. I am not sure of that. But wow, he is amazing. And I am all about the dancing around my own house and whatever. So never really been one for high heels. I love high heels. I have a ton of high heels. Most of them I've never worn. So yeah, I think I could see some stiletto fitness going on in my world. I jump around the house on my own anyway, most of the time. So last year or the year before I lost a bunch of weight, I was really quite heavy, and I wasn't able to be on my feet as much as I am now. So I would sit and listen to my music. I love my music. I find my music really gets me pumped up, really gets me going. Lots of flashbacks to years gone by when I was, at the clubs every weekend. And it just kind of brings me back to my youth a little bit. So what I would do, I called it Red Shoes and a Stool. And my friends would call me and they'd say, "What are you doing?" And I'd say, "I'm having a disco in my living room." I'd have a glass of wine or two or three, and I'd have my music blaring. And I literally would be, I don't have one with me right now. It's one of these little IKEA, oh, hang on. Let's see if I can get this out without breaking anything. So this is the stool. So I would sit on the stool with these red little heels, and I would just dance around. So it was kind of already my thing. But I'm going to graduate, and I'm going to start out with these little guys. And I'm going to move on to these guys. They're not that much taller. But these were actually the shoes that I used to wear when I would go dancing, probably back 2007, 2008. And I would dance my face off. Now, these shoes were originally a leather sole. Made in Brazil, made in Italy. And then I got them resoled and they put a rubber sole on them, and now they don't slide as well as they used to. So I stopped wearing them because I couldn't dance as well in them. But I'm gonna keep working on dancing my little face off in these. And I don't know about you, but it feels very sexy. And I'll wear whatever I wear. Sometimes it's not a lot. Sometimes I'm all wrapped up. Whatever I feel like doing, however the music moves me. And so yeah, check this Yannis Marshall out. He does a lot with his troupe. So he will do a routine, and then the same routine is repeated by his students, I guess. He was on Britain's Got Talent, and it's quite funny to watch because one of the judges in that show are from a British comedy called Little Britain, which if you've not seen that, oh my goodness me, it's so funny. And he is a gay man. But he's not overtly gay. He's not very camp or anything like that. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that still. But anyway, I loved it. Love all of it. No judgment at all. I just want you to go and check it out. And Simon Cowell is kind of overrated, or overruled rather, because the two ladies on the panel just love the music, and they love the heels, and they love the vivacious dance routines, and the Little Britain gentleman just loves the boys as well as everything else. So it's really quite comical. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to be doing for the next little while. Hopefully, what time is it? Oh, already the notice should be out there, whether or how we're opening up, whether we're opening up. I haven't checked that out yet, actually. I've kind of been in my own little world this morning. I'll talk more about that in a minute, but I'll get to the bags, because too much chitty chat, not enough bags. And then if you don't want to hang out and chat with me after, you can just shut me off, I guess. So bag number 1. So this bag is one of my own, from my own collection. I showed this to you when I did my vintage bags, and this is one that was given to me by one of my residents' family members when I used to work in the retirement home. Now, the resident had passed away, and she knew what I did with the bags, and she absolutely wanted me to have the bags. I love this bag, and I really, really did intend to keep it for myself, but I won't use it. And it's just too beautiful of a bag. You know, this color gets me every time. And there is a little bit of darkening. It is snake skin. There is a little bit of darkening across the top. I don't know if that's just how the skin is or whether it's wear. There's a little bit more down here. I think it's actually the skin. It's just a variation of the skin. And there is some ruching here. It's very slim line. There's no gusset. Now, what's really cool about this is how it opens. So you've got more of the snake skin in this little, just another detail, just another reason to see that this is really good quality. So you flip this up and over, and that's how it opens up. Now, this is made by Coret, Montreal, Canada. There is a little bit of, there are some pen marks in the bag. I am going to try and get some of it out, but sometimes it smudges and it can look worse. So it is a velvet interior. There is a zipper, and there's your Coret Montreal made in Canada. So it opens up this way, and there is some wear here, you can see there, and there is some wear here, but the frame itself is in excellent condition. This strap will come off. You can see I'm opening it up there, and it just twists. So you could actually put that inside and use it as a sorry, my other phone is just ringing, so I'm going to let that person know that I am in the middle of a video, and I will call them back. There we go. That's one of the benefits of using my old phone, because whenever I would get a call, it would cancel out my video. So back to this little guy. So you could potentially use it as a clutch. I don't know that I would, The shape isn't very, it doesn't scream clutch to me. Neat little clasp system. Just, and then you see it from the side, you just click it over and that's it. So there is a little bit of, I don't know what that is, whether it's, I should be getting my paints anytime, any day. So a little bit more here. So maybe I'll try and work on that a little bit. But I mean, alternatively, you could take this off and put something crossbody or whatever you want to do there. So that's bag number 1. Bag number 2 is so cute. This is a bag by, I believe it's a Vancouver company called Rafy. There is the label. Made in China, but I believe it is a Vancouver-based company. It's navy blue. It's not black. It's coming up black in on the screen, but it is navy. And it's just a little Alma shaped, great little leather bag. The top handle, the rolled top handles in beautiful, beautiful condition. The bag doesn't even look like it's been used at all. I have included a strap. The strap is not a perfect match, but it's close enough. And I feel it's in the same tone for the hardware. So again, you could put whatever strap you want on there. There is an interior zipper. Nothing, that last bag is a 60s. This I'm going to say is 80s for sure. And then it opens up here and you've got a nice little pocket. I don't know that you would get a phone in there. Yeah, it's a little small for a phone. But definitely you'll get your keys or whatever. Nice little gusset on the bottom. And that is bag number 2. So this bag and this bag were listed a couple of days ago, last week. And then this next bag I just listed today. So I've had this bag before in red. It's a Roots, it's a 90s Roots. I love this color. Really nice detail on the strap. It's like a hobo. Nice bag. Now, a little bit of a story with this bag. When I had the red bag, I had no idea that this is actually a strap. So what you do is you take this off and you just attach it this way, and then you just flip it up and it becomes a crossbody. Now it is a higher sitting crossbody, but I find that these hobo style bags are very easy to make a higher sitting crossbody. I think just because it has that, you know, it kind of hugs your body right here. It hugs my big boob too right there, but whatever. And so there are some areas of darkening in the leather, as you can see here, a little bit here. Now I've just moisturized the daylights out of this bag. It was quite dry. And there's another couple of areas of darkening rather. And there are some little spots of some scratches and stuff. Inside, there are, you know, there's some areas of wear as well, or some. The interior's all been cleaned. It's been pulled out and washed. Everything. It just, you know, it's a 40-odd year bag. So there are some marks. Or 30 years. And there's your Roots. Yeah, this kind of circular dates it just a little bit later than that black and white fabric label. So this dates it to a 90s. There's a couple of slip pockets here. I think they're both the same size. So I don't think they were ever intended for a phone, but you'll fit a phone in there. They're wide enough, just maybe not tall enough. You could get a phone in there. And then there is a zippered pocket on the other side. And there's your Roots made in Canada. Because as you know, I've told you, the leather manufacturing plant is, or factory, whatever you want to call it, is still located in Toronto. They source out all their fabric, their clothing and all that kind of thing, but the leather is still. Now, I don't know if that's always going to be the same, because as I've mentioned, 2017, the two gentlemen that originally owned Roots sold it to Searchlight Corporation or something, I think it's called. And yeah, there's been a lot of changes, a lot of quality changes as well. My subscriber, Pauline, my number one customer, she has shared with me, if you're new to my channel, you maybe haven't heard this before, but she bought a bag last year, one of their newer styles, and had to take it back twice to get a strap. And I mean, there's always going to be a lemon, so it, may or may not be indicative of the lowering of quality. But it seems to be happening pretty well across the board. And I know, the vintage Coach and vintage Roots and vintage Denier, I mean, the quality just isn't what it is today. I know the boutique bags, the Coach boutique bags are still beautiful quality, but Roots, it's just not the same. Everything, and I mean, can you blame them? I mean, there's so much competition. I don't like it, but I kind of understand it. They're now competing with, resellers. I mean, there's such a huge reseller market. So in order to make a new bag maybe attractive, I don't know. I'm just kind of looking at it from a business perspective on how I would see it. Because I mean, I'm not an expert on any of this stuff. I'm just a hobby reseller who's kind of learning as I go. So Super Bowl weekend this weekend. I hope you guys had a good one and enjoyed the game. I know nothing about football, but I had a great time. It was just Bruce and I, and we had lots of snacks, which we do really well, so I'm going to have to watch myself on that one. And I know nothing about football. I think my dumb ass questions were way more entertaining than the game. I asked some doozies, and I mean, it was funny because they were so genuine, and so, like, I wasn't looking for a laugh. I just was literally asking questions that I thought, I come from a soccer background. My dad was a professional soccer player, so I always look at everything from soccer, and obviously it's not the same. So anyway, it was a great weekend. But we did have a really, really good heart-to-heart about the trailer. And I live in this little house that has served its purpose for me. I've been here, I'll be heading into my 15th year as of April. And I don't want to be here anymore. The house is falling apart. It needs somebody who knows what they're doing. I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't have really anybody in my world who can help me. It would be, full value of whatever contractors charge these days, and I just don't have that kind of money. So we discussed the whole trailer thing. And I don't know if any of you out there, I mean, I know it's different in the States. Trailer living is a year-round option in the States. It's not so much in Canada. I wish it was. There are a few 12-month parks, and I don't even really need a 12-month park. I'd like to find an 8 to 10-month park. And that way I've got a couple of months that I can, hang out with my mom and dad or go traveling when the world opens up. So we really talked about how much sense it makes for me to stay here versus getting not a modular home. A modular home is a home like a regular home. It's just constructed inside and taken on site in parts. Now, that makes a lot of sense to me because when you're building a home, I have moisture in my house. The roof isn't leaking, the roof's been repaired, but I have a lot of condensation in my house. I don't really know why. Well, obviously I know why. It's colder outside and warmer inside, but I don't know why it happens so much in my house. So we were looking at the modular homes and the fact that they're built inside. So if you build a house outside and it rains, what do? Do you wait until everything dries out to keep building? No. So you could be putting roof material over ply that is wet. You could be putting flooring over floorboards that are wet. That doesn't make sense. And you know what? I've always questioned that. Always questioned that. So just a bit of a shout out to why modular homes are becoming more and more popular. Everything is precision. It's temperature controlled, yada, yada. So I then look to a manufactured home, which is basically your park model trailer units. And this is, maybe between 500 and 700 square feet. I mean, I live in 840 here, so that it's not going to be that big of a deal. But it's custom made to you. So a modular home, I've got a girlfriend who's looking at a modular home, like 149,000. I can't afford 149,000. Now, could I afford 149,000 and everything's perfect? And as long as I look after things, I'm looking at the next 15, 20 years maintenance free. Yeah, because I live here and it could fall down around my ankles not at any time. It's not structurally problematic, but the plumbing's making weird noises. The furnace is now 15 years old. You know what I mean? And I am not handy. And like I said, I don't have a brother or a brother-in-law or an uncle or somebody who's handy who can come and get me out of the shit if something happens. It's going to be contractor, full $150 an hour, labor costs or whatever it is. And I just can't afford it. And I really don't want to be able to afford it. And I've been really chicken. I've been really scared to make some decisions because I don't have the time or the money to get it wrong. You're in your 20s, the world's your oyster. You don't think anything's going to happen to you and you just live your life that way. Well, at 52, 50, this time next week, I'll be 53 and I don't know. It's very scary. And I was getting frustrated with Bruce because he was like, well, you just got to do it. And I'm like, yeah, you just got to do it. It's easy for you to say you've got a full-time job. And you've got a pension and I was a stay-at-home mom for most of my adult life. I don't have a pension of any significance that's gonna, the last thing I want to be is, 75 years old and navigating, $1,500-$1,600 a month for a studio apartment. I don't want to do that. Although this is not where I want to be anymore, it's mine. And nobody's going to raise my rent. Nobody's going to kick me out. Nobody's going to tell me that somebody's building houses. So it's a big, big, big decision, but it's kind of exciting. I'd love to have a house that isn't falling apart. It would be really cool. I'd like to have a lot that I can actually use. I'd like to not live in front of neighbors that are a nightmare every time the house gets rented out, which is every time pretty well. So I don't know. I'm thinking of I've already started. I've got, I'll show you. When Bruce was looking for his trailer in the fall, I picked up this book. Now, this is not an extensive listing of what parks are out there. So this is kind of how it looks. It shows you the region and where all the parks are, and then it just lists all the parks, and it gives you the days that it opens and the days that it closes. Most of them are between 5 and 6 months. So, the original plan was to go down to Florida for the winter months and be happy, but I don't know I want to do that anymore. And I think there's a lot of people who feel the same way. I think there's going to be a lot of changes as far as they're concerned once they get their crap together. And I think the insurance that's going to be charged to us as travelers is going to get ridiculous. And I don't want to pay. I think my mom pays like over $1,000 to go for January, February. I mean, obviously they didn't go this year, but this time last year they were in Florida with their little camper. And yeah, and I don't really, I like to travel, but I like knowing I'm in the same spot and I've got my routine. I like that. So RV living in a park is perfect for me. I just never thought I'd be looking at it for a living solution moving forward. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. So I think there's 4 parks, 5 parks that would, um, one is way too expensive, but there's a few parks out there that do offer 12-month living. And my job now is to call them and see what, I mean, I can't imagine it would be easy to get a spot. I'm sure it's you put your name on a list and away you go. So anyway, just a little food for thought. I'll let you in on something that's, going to be taking up a little bit of my time as we move forward. I'm going to research it and share it with you. And you never know, maybe there's some of you ladies, gentlemen out there that would like to, ditch your rental or ditch your, whatever it is, and move out to a better surrounding, a better spot. I'm lucky because I mean, I do the bags and I work with my clients when that gets back online. It's only twice a week. And I mean, as long as I'm within an hour, I don't mind driving some distance to meet up with them and take them out. So anyway, have a great rest of the day. Hope you enjoyed the bags, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.